Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to today's live Q&A session with Mr. Chris Palmer and my good self. Sponsored by Mr. Randy Roday, 38 Digital Market, best place to get your press releases. Check him out. The link is below. Many people in the industry already know who Randy is, but if you don't, check him out. Good deliverable, good press releases, well worth a try. So check that out. But other than that, we're here to answer your questions. So make sure you do put them in the chat, and we will be more than happy to answer as many questions as you've got. Please be patient while we do work through them. I see people getting a little bit impatient at times and a bit frustrated, but we do aim to get to your questions as soon as we possibly can. So put them in the chat. We will whiz through as many as we possibly can. Also, if you're enjoying the content, do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But other than that, all the sales pitches are gone now. It's just questions or trolling or whatever you want to do. So we've got Briesh, Reason to Design, Chat Chippy T. I really like that name, Chat Chippy T. Blast from the Past, SEO Video Show, Paul. What a guy.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I've not seen him in a while. Paul is
good to see you.
Have you been on the SEO Video Show, Chris?
I have. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing production, right?
Yep.
All the effort he goes to, and we just sit here with fucking shit falling off in the background.
And then I asked him, and he's like, yeah, I did this and this. He made it sound like it's easy. And then I go look, and I'm like, let's stick to what I'm doing.
But nah, great show. From Paul at SEO Video Show. He does an amazing production and his amazing guests. He's had us on before as well. I must be due an invite back, Paul. It's been a few years, so just to angle myself in a good invite.
Just saying, yeah.
Yeah. But Chat Chippy T, we're both well. Hope you're good as well. Chwitzy, do you stick with SEO or do you use pay-per-click as well?
Definitely both. It's both. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the management of but the initial setup, I'm very, very fluid with that. It's just that management I dislike, but 100% utilize it, especially if we have new primary service pages we want to stick.
Yeah.
I like PPC. I think the objective, I know that the objective is to be in as many places as possible. So when someone's performing a search, we have the highest likelihood of getting clicked. So ads, maps, organic, guarantee if we could get in there. Definitely part of the process.
Yeah, I would say it's the best thing you can do is diversify your traffic sources. I'm not going to name names or whatever, but I've got friends, guys in my mastermind and whatnot, that solely have a business built on Pinterest traffic, for example. I've got other guys who do really well from maps. Got other guys who do, I spoke at Affiliate World Conference, and most of those guys are doing affiliate only using PPC. They don't care about SEO. Obviously, I'm not going to agree that that's the best strategy, but I am, responsible enough to say we want traffic from everywhere. So whether that's paid social media, whatever, buy up traffic from as many different sources as you can possibly afford, and see what works best. There you go. You seen Dora AI?
Dora AI? What is that? Healthcare or something?
God knows.
I don't even know.
Dora AI, but I want to know. Dora the Explorer.
Is that the website deal?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried 10web.io 6 months ago and it was okay, but churning out AI websites at the push of a button, I think AI's got some way to go before it does that properly. Still got some way to go before it churns out content properly as well. So, but always good to be testing. That's for sure. Evening all from Birmingham. Good to see you. Business growth ready. Rob Dino. All good here, mate. Hope you are well as well. Nerdy. What do you think the relevancy of the last updated timestamp for local company blog posts? Do you think it's relevant for? I'm assuming it's the date stamp. Last post 13th of May. You think, dude? I'm not going to lie. I know guys that firmly believe that updating that actually helps.
It's part. If we actually go into the page and we freshen up a page, do a page refresh, or we're pruning something, we update the date and time. Now, do I think that has any impact on anything? Is that the reason, or was it because I changed the headers and added content? I don't know. I don't believe that, but it is part of my process. I do change that date for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah, what do you think, Craig?
I mean, I think you have to ask the question: was it updating that date or not? I've got old blog posts that still rank very well to this day, and I've not updated the date. Let's just hypothetically say that was a thing. It would be a very minimal thing. I think changing your titles, subheadings, or whatever else you've done to that content is more likely to have the bigger impact. So, but people are crazy, and I know a few guys that regularly update that stuff. The one thing I would say is, if you've not updated your blog posts in 2 years or something, when I look at a website and the last blog post been updated 2 years ago, it would smack of someone who doesn't care about their business. So I think from a user experience or perception, I would try and, frequently go in and update those things, but not because it was going to give me a jump in ranking
boost.
Yeah. So that's my opinion. Another opinion wanted from Alex. Any thoughts or opinions on Google's announcement of the search generative? I just bit my tongue. Search generative experience.
I mean, we'll see. See how that goes. See what changes. No thoughts now. We'll see.
You're saying that like you know something, Chris. I don't like that look.
No. It's. I mean, what changed on Bing? I mean, I don't know. That's still sweet over there. I really like Bing a lot, but that's it. I hope they switch over to a Bing model. That would be really awesome. Just get in line with Bing. I'm totally for it.
I'm pretty much in the same boat as Chris. We'll see what happens and adapt accordingly. But it's how quick can they do these things, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not a quick overnight thing anyway. That's for sure. Well, I wouldn't imagine it will be. So,
nah, probably like the updates. They'll put something out, they'll roll it back. They'll put it out, they'll roll it back. Yeah.
But that's happened all our lives anyway. So let's say just embracing the old AI and what it does and what Google wants to show. We speak about this all the time, and I don't think SEO is going to be dying or anything like that anytime soon. So we'll see how it goes though. But Honey is here.
Hi, Honey.
Hope you're well. Hit a lib How to index backlinks in Bing. Does paid services do that, or are there some manual methods? Thanks, masters.
Indexing links in Bing. Is that... are links wildly important on Bing? I don't know. Or is more the domain taken to a big account? Is click-through a lot more important on Bing? Is traffic more important on Bing? I don't know, man. I think links are less important on Bing. I think the domain matters. I think clicks matter big time over there. You can strongly influence Bing rankings very easily, and links generally don't influence those rankings on Bing. Yeah. So I wouldn't know the answer to that question, but hopefully those tips help you.
Yeah. It's not something I can honestly say I've ever tried to force on Bing. Bing is Bing, and like Chris says, probably, exact match domains rank really well over there. It's like Google from 10 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago even. So I'm not sure it's something you need to really push hard on. As such, it should happen naturally, but social media and stuff like that, put stuff out there. I'm sure the Bing bots will do similar to Googlebot. And Charlie Minecraft, you can ask a question for sure. Honey is generating 20 to 30 plumbing leads a day with a cost per click approximately $20 in USA. What should be the monthly rental charge? So first, Honey, in my opinion, cost per click is not the cost of a lead. So what is the cost per acquisition of that lead? That might be 50 or 60 quid. What is it costing you to generate one lead? And from there, of course, it has to be profitable. I hammer Chris a lot for just doubling up. He doesn't charge enough for some of his stuff. You need to see what the market rate is for it. For a lead in that industry, it shouldn't be too hard to find out, and try and work from there. But make sure it has to be profitable. That's for sure. And then you can try and figure out a monthly rental charge from that. But if you're getting 20 or 30 leads per day, you should be making some real money. That is for sure. But in terms of pricing, Honey, Chris Palmer has his own way of pricing things. He's happy to charge what he wants. I'm just like, dude, everyone else is charging fucking 10 times more. Why? What are you doing? It doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to fucking charge this. So whether Chris is an idiot for that or a good guy, because people in my mastermind are like, shut up, Craig. Don't tell him that. And
I know what stuff's worth.
And but everyone's at different points in their career, and maybe doesn't value stuff enough or too scared to price things. Fucking, what's the market rate? Is what I'd be saying to people. What is everyone else charging for a lead like that? And then gives you something to work from. Do you want to undercut people? Do you want to be the same as them? That's down to your personal preference. So it is what it is.
My goal, I want 1,000 active white label people buying services. The best way to get people in the door is cost is a big one.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But what do I know, right?
What does anyone know? You just want to test it and see what happens. Shaker, good to see you. Same with you, Mr. Dunn, ZD Electrical. Glenart, we have always updated the timestamp on our pet food blog posts. The readers like it because they think they're getting the most current info, and the ranking boost lasts for 2 weeks or so. That's it. So there's Glenart giving it. And I tell you, the guy I used to follow in the SEO industry, Matthew Woodward, was very, very frequent in updating that as well. Again, I'm not claiming that it does anything, but I did notice that he regularly went in and regurgitated stuff, but he was probably adding to it, taking a bit out, stuff was out of date, whatever. But he was a guy that, you know, was doing that on the regular basis. So, hi.
There you go. Yeah.
Mikkel, is it worth doing press releases to foreign websites? Maybe adding in English language version of the site would help. Or should he only have citations from the location country?
So I think you're going to get varying opinions depending on what your stance is on backlinks and referring domains. Do you think geospecific links have more impact than just a backlink or just a link? You know, that's the question you have to ask yourself as the webmaster. Do you think that having a press release from a non-specific country is still going to apply some type of benefit to you? Yes or no? In my opinion, yes. Yes, it will. So that's completely up to you, though. You have to make that decision for yourself. It's going to be more optimal to go for niche specific or topic specific or country or geolocation specific. But will I not still get benefit from those links? Definitely you will. So it's up to you, though, my friend.
Yeah. I'm listen, it's everyone's going to be different. All I would say, Mikkel, is do I have press releases from a number of different countries, the UK, the US, whatever? Of course I do. You know, I want as many links as I can possibly get. And for someone like me who's trying to build a personal brand, you know, I've got a Forbes India link.
Pretty sweet.
But I'm not too concerned. Like, I only want to rank in the one country. You know, when I think about link building, I want a combination of three things. I want industry specific, you know, high powered stuff, industry. I do want a mix of geographic specific, but I will have some general news sites and you know, general powerful links as well. So I would go with I would be trying to get as much as I can. Obviously, I think an element of location specific stuff just to give it that edge in the location that you're going for. But yeah, it's whatever. Everyone's going to say something different, as Chris says. But hopefully that helps you, Mikkel. Just go for it. More links means more power. Fuck it.
Go for it. But you hit the nail on the head, though. You know, you don't want to get too much that is not you know, topically relevant or specific. Like if I'm a dentist, I don't want a whole bunch of construction links. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, don't get too crazy.
Yeah. Facebook user, after the recent update from Google on generative search, is blogging going to see a nosedive? So we kind of touched on the generative search thing earlier. Is blogging going to take a nosedive maybe in the future? Possibly. Is it going to take it a dive in the short term? I don't think so. But do we see blogging? I mean, is blogging... Right, here's the argument, right, Facebook user. Is blogging already taking a nosedive over the last 5 years? Do we produce more shorts, TikTok videos, YouTube videos, and all that kind of stuff? The answer is yeah. You know, you don't see people doing a Matthew Woodward, you know, rattling out hundreds or thousands of posts on a regular basis. If it's something important, of course you do. But certainly from my perspective, you know, I'm trying to do more video because I see that as something short form, short, sharp, to the point. So I think blogging has already taken a nosedive anyway. But you know, I still think people do like to read, and I would be looking to capture as much of that traffic whilst it's still available. So we'll see what happens. Is the answer, Facebook user.
Right. Everybody's like biting their nails, like, like, oh my gosh. I talked to like two people this morning, and like everybody's like, so let the cards lay. Like whatever's going to be is going to be, and then move on from there, you know? Yeah.
Here's another nail biter, Mr. David Nikolic. How are you guys surviving the newest Google update? Are you seeing anything crazy, Chris?
I mean, not crazy. I mean, just your normal shifts in the SERPs. I mean, to me, like what I see, and like other guys will tell me different stuff, but for me, it's like, it feels like Google's like trimming off all the extras. So say a page was ranking for, 300 keywords. Now it's ranking for 150, but it's specific to the page. It's like they trimmed off the extra and they rewarded that to the people that are optimized towards those terms.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what it seems and feels like to me. Like when I'm looking at, okay, what's dropping? Yeah, I'm losing traffic. But when I look, it's for keywords that, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm doing better for the stuff that matters. So yeah, that's how I took it. Sorry. Hopefully that helps you.
Charlie Minecraft, we will get to your question. You're probably 5 questions away from being answered. Please be patient and we will get to it. Best reseller hosting services in 2023.
Oh, that's you're going to get varying opinions on that. I don't have a comment on that.
I'll just shoot one out there. Cloudways. We'll resell that. They do a monthly recurring revenue. That's an option, or you can just get an upfront fee. So, and I would always encourage you to do affiliate rather than reseller hosting, because if you're a reseller, you're taking on all the fucking hosting support, fixing those emails, people's websites blown up. You don't get paid for that shit. Pass that on to someone else who has a designated team dedicated to that job. Please don't be like me. But reseller hosting, I was that guy. Fucking people turning up at the door with, "Oh, I've got a new phone. Can you stick the email settings in there?" You're like, "I'm not your fucking IT department." Like, what the fuck? So
yeah, get right on that. Write me a check. Grand. Have a nice day. You as well, sir.
Thank you, Shakar. How is topical authority important in SEO, Chris?
Having your website or the content on your website topically relevant, I would say, is massively important. So we could put any kind of spin we want on it, but building out content and your website and links and the way you structure your site to be relevant to the topic that you're trying to rank for, yeah, really important.
This leads on well to the next question. So you said if you were a dentist, you might not want a whole bunch of construction links.
An over settling amount, correct?
Teeth construction is a thing. Dental implants, simple construction links.
Sure. Yeah, but
that's taken relevance to a whole new level, in my opinion. Just in case anyone doesn't see the joke there, I know he's only joking, but yeah, you don't want to be, getting construction links for a dentist store.
Yeah. Well, it's more about, so like even the tools try to help us understand this, like with the, like, which link graph are those links in? Like some, I think SEMrush, Ahrefs, Majestic, they all do it. Is it arts? Is it tech? Is it, you want to get in those link graphs. So if the top performers all have tech and computers or arts and crafts or society or, European regional, we want those types of links in order to get into that link graph. And that'll help us. That's what we're after, Yeah. That's the easy way to, hopefully that makes sense.
Mikael is asking, is the press release timing important in terms of the current backlink profile, site, age, etc.?
Again, that's depending on who you ask. In my opinion, I don't want to go and set up a magic PR gold level or whatever you want to call it, right? 400 links, 500 links, they're all high powered on a site that I just launched 3 days ago. But if I have a particular page or a service page or a product page that's already been up and Google's rewarding it with traffic for the primary keywords, then yeah, it's going to be highly in your best interest to go ahead and point a press release to that page.
Yeah,
that's how I always gauge it. And, sorry.
No, make it look natural. That's the thing, But yeah, hopefully that answers it.
Yeah, but don't. Sorry, Greg.
No,
sorry, man. Don't point links at something that's not being rewarded already by Google. Does Google think that page is about whatever you've made the page about? Are you getting traffic for it? Are you getting impressions? Are you indexed? Are you being seen? Once you start getting traffic for that, or once you start seeing in Search Console that there's activity, it's link time, in my opinion. Now, don't go ham, right? Some guys are like, I cranked on GSA. I'm like, hey, whoa. Hey, 100,000 links, like 1 or 2 referring domains is all that's required at this point. Yeah.
Honey, how to rank a GMB with Money Robot software?
I would not be the guy to ask about that. I only had success with that particular software with video. So I found great success with that. As far as the maps is concerned, I wouldn't be the guy to ask. I did not have success utilizing that, pointing those types of links to any place on maps.
Were you doing just unstructured citations there? What were you doing with Money Robot?
With Money Robot, we built out all of the Web 2.0 assets, so 283, and we set up a 283. So we built out 283 individuals. And then we would we did the pointing at the reviews. We pointed it at the map frame. Like any place you can point links to, we built an individual silo and pointed it at those just to see. I never had any success. Then we were putting the embeds across them.
Yeah.
I didn't see any success with utilizing that tool, within a 3-month span.
Yeah.
So it's just, it was not effective for maps. Now, video definitely saw a difference.
I use it for video as well, so I don't do maps with it. But hey, that's just my opinion as well. But Chris does more maps than me, so take what you want from that, honey. Sadly, I wouldn't. Potentially a couple of unstructured citations or something, name, address, and phone number slapped about on there. Is the best I would ever even try. I certainly wouldn't be letting it do a full campaign, and maps is too volatile anyway. I don't want any shit like that fucking up my maps.
Yeah, links to the actual map URL, Google's URL, links to the product pop out, links to the review sections, and then traffic and reviews. That's what maps is all about, in my opinion.
Mikael is asking, having 2 or more guest posts from the same website, is there any point in that, Chris?
I mean, if you're pointing it to different pages, if you're trying to, I always try to get like certain new vendors will be like, hey, can I double up the links on here? If I can point it to 2 separate pages, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You're devaluing the initial link, of course, but if I could get referring domains to more pages for a cheaper cost, then it is what it is. So the only point would be to, I'm getting referring domains. So if I have supporting pages like blog content pointing at main service pages, that's usually a part of the strategy is getting initial like 10, 20 links to each of the pages. And that's one of the ways we'll do it. Like, well, okay, I'll buy one post. Hey, let me get a link going to this page and one going to this page, generally.
But generally, Mikael Kerdo, I would be saying to someone in layman's terms, I'm not saying what Chris has said is wrong, because if I can point to my homepage and an inner page on one guest post or whatever, I'm taking it, all day long. However, as a rule of thumb, I would be advising someone not to keep linking to the same website, more than once. Why? But you've already had the value from that domain. Get more referring domains, spend the budget on another guest post, a different URL. is just a general rule of thumb. As I say, I totally agree with what Chris is saying. However, as a general rule of thumb, I want more referring domains. I think that's the vote of confidence we're looking for from Google. So hopefully that makes sense, Mikael.
But there's little games going on, like you need it. It almost feels like you need a set amount of links going to each of the pages before they even start getting valued. You know, like definitely want the referring domains, but yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah, there's some extra stuff going on here, right? Like there's a big difference between a page with like 1 or 2. Like you start getting 10, 20 links to each of your pages, things start to work. You know, it's nice.
Glenart wants to improve a local search term. Detroit travel agent. We're in slot 14. We are 15 miles from Detroit. The best way for us to get into slots 1 and 7. We have built a big Detroit travel agent PG.
Well, on slots 1 through 13, what are the secondary keywords that those pages above you are ranking for, other than the primary term? Grab those out of those top 13 guys. There's your supporting pages. That would be first step. Yeah, that would be my very first step. And then what else? What else would you add on to that?
I mean, it's hard to say without seeing it. However, there's a reason you're in slot 14. You know, what is that reason? Have you done the best you can? Like you said, Chris, I'm not going to sit here and say do more supporting articles, but you know, you've got to look at the on page. Is there enough links going to it, and all that kind of stuff? So, you know, there's a lot of things you have to look at to try and get up. But the secondary queries that Chris talks about is probably the first port of call. But I would be running that through a Surfer, Page Optimizer Pro, actually being serious with myself, going, right, Craig, I've only got 700 words on here. Everyone else has got 2,800. What else can I get on here? If you've done all of that, then you know you're going to have to look at the link building side of things, and you know the supporting content, internal linking structure, all of that kind of stuff to try and nudge it up. Position 14 is not bad, but no one's fucking going to position 14. So how else can we get up there? So there's a weakness somewhere, whether that be power or something on page. So good luck with it, Glenart.
That was a big one. That's why I started talking. I was like, Craig, because there's actually a big list. Like,
oh yeah,
you gotta like do it all. Yeah,
it's just a process of elimination. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? It's fine tuning, something like that. You know, you've done well to get to slot 14, but for me, it's all the kind of fine tuning, the small tweaks from here on in to nudge that along up onto page 1, and you know, traffic and engagement will increase organically, but again, once you get to near the top end, are you going to play around a bit with that? Do you have budget for pay per click to send traffic to that page? There's a whole bunch of different things you can do to force your way up page 1. So, but yeah, do the basics first. Make sure they're on point.
That's right.
Shakir, what effect will this new search generative experience? I'm fucking sick and tired of this word.
Yeah,
it doesn't even roll off the tongue that well.
The answer has not changed.
We don't know. It's Shakir at this point. It's too early to say anything, but does Google move quickly? I don't think so. So what effect it would have in blogging, services, websites, e-com stores? Like Chris says, look at Bard has much. Bing, fucking Bards. I was playing around with Bard earlier. That's why. By the way, Bard's fucking shockingly bad. Really bad. But anyway, that's a different story. yeah, we don't know what effect it will have. Will it have an impact over the next 10 years? Absolutely. Is it going to be in the next month, 2, 6 months, a year? Who knows how quickly they'll move with it, but we've just got to sit, let things settle and adapt and follow what is working. And where Google are showing something, I'm pretty sure our fellow SEOs will find a way of breaking into it, whatever it is. So we would just have to adapt from there on in. So keep an open mind and don't stress too much. I think it is what it is just now. I mean, with this latest update, someone asked earlier, "What have you noticed anything?" I've noticed for certain search queries, only 5 organic listings shown and a lot more paid, and some weird shit like that. But again, I think things like that will settle down and it will go back to normal. But it's yeah,
taking away maps.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
I don't even know when I've stopped fucking worrying about when they updated it or when was this last update?
I don't know the exact date. I know it's recent.
But yeah, I've given up hope. It just seems as if they're boom, boom every time. You just if it starts impacting the money side of things, that's when I start to get concerned. But David says sometimes he feels like every Google update, some random vertical gets a boost. Yeah, it does. Have you seen something in particular, David? Are you sitting in a gold mine? Because with this search generative experience coming out and all that stuff, I might need to jump into your niche. So give us an idea of what's working well. But Glenart has said, thank you. Never thought of the secondary queries. But guys, still plenty of time for questions. 23 minutes to be exact. So if you are earwigging, ask away, whatever you like, and we'll try our best to answer it, as long as it's not search generative experience, because we don't know the answer to that one. But, whoa, how to make a knowledge panel. Wikidata.
Where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start?
I'm trying to think if I've got a video on it. I have got a video with it. Google on my YouTube channel, Craig Campbell, Jason Bernard. You'll see a podcast with me and Jason Bernard. He is the Knowledge Panel King. In that particular episode, we talk a lot about all the different things and how you trigger a knowledge panel and the different entities that Google are pulling this information from. It's a hell of a long answer, so too long to give in a Q&A session, but it's hard work, dude. All I can say in short is do not call yourself an SEO or a digital marketer, because the guys at Wikidata and so on and so forth will literally ban your account straight away because they hate us. Everyone who's an SEO calls himself an author or an entrepreneur. There's no one got the word SEO or an SEO consultant or anything like that. So it's a big thing. But anything you can add in there to help Charlie?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's so much. How many authoritative sources are accepting you? Like, how many authoritative sources are you listed on? Also, too, if you go over to Wikipedia, you'll find a document on there that will give you a list of accredited sources. You know, I would look through that and see like what's good, what's not. Wikidata is definitely one of them, but there's not much to add. I think it takes quite a long time. It's very difficult. So, how many authoritative places are you listed? That's the key. my opinion. That's all I can add.
Yeah, that is the key. And Jason Bernard's website, calicube.pro, does give you a list of many of those. LinkedIn, Crunchbase, IMDb, all of that kind of stuff. So, but I can't make a wiki pages because of editing question. The key to Wikidata, Wikipedia, is you shouldn't be making a page about yourself. It's always got to be done by a third party. It's just going to get pulled down. So that's another mistake I learned. Trying to edit my own shit with my own name. Could have at least used a persona, Chris. But yeah. Anyway, does adding more numbers, statistics to the page than your competitors help at all?
I think statistics are, I mean, that's one way to look at information into a particular article. I think having relevant information on a page is definitely going to help, without a doubt. So statistics, helpful other content, whatever you want to call it, definitely going to help you out for sure. And you can encompass a lot more keywords. You know, it could give another angle. So yes, in my opinion.
Cool. Phrase, obviously, as part of their software, also give you statistics and stuff to throw into your content when they're doing stuff. So they wouldn't be doing that for no reason, I wouldn't imagine. So someone there believes. I'll let you answer this, Chris. This one, Chris. How to get a HARO link?
Yep.
Be very specific with your questions, though, Charlie.
How do you get a HARO link? Yeah. Well, at services.Chris Palmer Marketing, we would be happy to help you get a HARO link. Turnaround time, 30 to 45 days. Yep. But we are selective on niches. Like, it depends on what the niche is, or the topic, I should say. So
is there any particular niche you wouldn't entertain? Gambling, something like
Gambling, escorts. Yeah, like any little, like, anything derogatory is a no-go. I know there's opportunities and you could spin it a certain way, but we're not. I'm not playing those games at all. Not this time around.
Nah, not if you're trying to do it at scale. There's just no point.
Yep.
In doing that.
You got cameras in there, Craig?
Who?
You got cameras in there? You got watching the parking lot. Looks like
yeah.
That's awesome.
I have got to check who's coming around.
They're like Scarface, like, all right, who's in there?
Why are we using Cornerstone page?
These terms, the techno babble of SEO, top level page, pillar page, cornerstone page. Why do we have a top level page? Because that's the main ranking page generally. Sure, it's the page that we want to rank. It's essential to a website and to your business. That's the primary reason. Charlie Minecraft.
Hopefully that helps you.
I don't know if he's trolling me or what, but
Ali, you need to be very specific with your SEO questions to get the best answer, essentially. So try and be more specific if you can, mate. As if I see some people are churning out dozens of articles every day in their site with the help of AI. How do you see it compared to publishing original content at a much lower pace?
We deployed a very, very similar strategy. What you find yourself doing, you'll get that initial lift in the impressions, but for long term, it's not cost effective or energy effective, So I don't know what a large scale to you is. Oh, dozens. Okay. But we tried the hundreds, like doing hundreds of pages on a weekly basis. like, yeah, you get those big lifts, but then you fall back down, and then you retain the ones that work, and then you go and do another batch, retain the ones that actually start indexing and getting traffic, and then do another batch. It's just a lot of work and a pain, man, you know? So
yeah, it's
up
not
to
easy.
you. Yeah, it's just like, dude, just thinking about it makes me cringe.
Also, what I will say is I just checked here on Ahrefs. I churned out a whole bunch of stuff with AI. Do you know what's really weird, Chris? And I don't know if you've seen this, but 2 months later, that content's getting rewarded. It's not getting rewarded anytime quickly. With it, I've just checked the rankings there, and a lot of stuff starting to pop now. It wasn't for about 2 months. Don't know if that's something to do with the Ahrefs data not updating quickly or something. It could be something to do with that. But
yeah, I saw it.
Popping, man.
That's odd. Yeah, generally, well, with AI specifically, with very low amounts of actual like editing, like I saw it the other way, like where you'll get rewarded a lot at first, and then within a month or so, 2 months, 2 months sounds right. Then you start losing the impressions. It's like, we tried you, but you're out of here. You know? So that's interesting. What was the process on that?
I was using Koala Writer, and then Quillbot and Grammarly. That was it.
Yeah, and then too, you got to think, like, if you go in and ask the same question, you generally like, depending on your prompting, like if you go put in like, who is Craig Campbell, you might get 5 answers.
Yeah.
But that's only 5 answers. Like, how many people have to produce an article with AI before it's actually the same crap?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, clever with your prompting is going to churn out a different answer. That's a good point to make.
Yes. Be very creative. Be very clever with your prompting. Creativity in the prompting is everything, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robert Falco. Chris, regarding the concept of using a keyword hypertext for internal links, do you achieve the same benefit when using a text on a button that is an internal link?
The same exact effect. Internal link on a button, you have tech, it's going to be the same effect, but having a bunch of buttons would be, I don't know, strange depending on how the site's set up. But a link is a link is a link. If you go and you look at the page, is it in the body? Is it a hyperlink? It's fine. Same thing.
Mikael, how much thought do you put into internal linking, surrounding words, text, heading, page topic, anchor, describing target page content?
So this sounds like that is very important when we're getting links, right? But when we're talking about internal links, when we're passing, we're trying to pass that internal flow, it's very, very simple. What's the page about, or what's the exact keyword? Simple for internal linking. Like, if it's supporting pages, sometimes it's going to be a little bit longer. It's not just going to be a keyword. It might be like, what is the best way to find a law firm or whatever? Like, I'll put the whole sentence. But when we're talking about internal linking to actual money pages, I'm using the primary keyword. Because not only am I counting the anchor text, like whatever that word is, as density, but we also know that hyperlinks count almost like putting a keyword into your header. There's more value than putting it into the actual body text. Well, the same applies for anchor text. So I utilize it when I'm waiting out a page or optimizing a page. The anchor text I'm taking into consideration, and I know that it's more valuable. So hopefully that answers your question, my friend.
Another question. Can you write out a checklist for technical SEO for Charlie Minecraft?
I could point you in the right direction. If you get a free tool, it's called Screaming Frog. There's a list in there. They've actually created many lists out on what you want is go and grab the Screaming Frog list. Go download the tool or find a list online of looking at the factors that it's checking. And there you go, my friend. Job's already been done for you. I don't have to do it. So many wishes to you, Minecraft.
Perfect answer, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Nerdy is asking, how is the bulk AI tool that you've been using going? Would it be ZinWriter?
Well, we did. Who are you, nerdy? Who are you really? We did create our. Well, yeah. It's going very well. Thank you for asking.
Is that it? I'm assuming Nerdy's in your mastermind or some shit.
I've never seen this name. I don't recall who it is, but yeah, it took quite a bit of fine tuning, like a lot of back and forth. But it's cranking. I mean, it does very well. You know, training it to put specific amounts of words is very difficult. But we're able to get really, really close with very minimal human interaction. So we're able to scale out national websites very, very quickly.
Nerdy listens very well. Whatever that means. Reason to design. A real canonical question. Have you seen or tested how long it takes for search to reflect canonicalization if implemented a month or so after two pieces of similar content compete for the same term? So how long have you seen that having the desired effect?
I have a more, so I even saw this, like the canonicalization issue with the 301 just recently, and it took Google almost 3 months to change inside the SERP. You know, you click the 3 dots in the cache or whatever, it'll say like, oh, this was like it'll give you the canonicalization. Like it was like 3 months, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's not normal, though. That's not normal. Come on, man.
It was a long time. Very, very long. It was almost 3 months. But between 1 and 3, we'll say that.
I mean, we know that indexing's getting harder and slower and all of that kind of stuff. So it could just be taking time.
And when we were doing it, too, that could have been a big issue. And it's not like we were forcing anything or using any, like, definitely not any services.
Yeah.
You know, so we're just, yeah.
What real bad joke here from Business Growth Ready? Lead chef at the soup factory. You know that I'm assuming he's referring to Campbell soup. That was like the insult at school. Oh, Campbell soup. You're like
so original.
Yeah.
It's, original thinkers are my favorite.
You need to do better. Business Growth Ready. But Tonya, do you have an experience of using a bunch of service plus location pages to push one service online page? Any advice on internal linking?
Well, service plus location. I mean, I have I have a lot of experience doing that. You know, primary service at the top, build out your states, then your cities, and then supporting content each level. As far as pushing those particular primary service plus location pages, it's a matter of getting the amount of internal links pointing to the location service page that you want to rank and building out. You can put a number on it, an arbitrary number between 1 and 5 supporting pieces of content per service that you're doing. I mean, other than building out the primary pages, getting the actual structure right, and then building the supporting, and then getting links to each of the pages. That's it. You know, it's that's it. Hopefully that answers it. What do you have experience using a bunch of service plus location pages to push one service online? Any advice? Again, it's top level, national. Next, we're going to start doing our state. Then we have our cities. right? We usually don't go and do towns. We're looking for cities. And then we have supporting pieces of content at each level. That's it. Like, it's that easy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Susan has a question for you. How are the AI tools Chris is not using?
Yeah. I mean, the off-the-shelf stuff I've tried. Argo's AI for bulk is fire. ZimWriter is good for individual because you could set the headers. Mohamed or the human writer dude, he's got an awesome tool. His stuff is really good, but it's good for what it's good for. ZimWriter's good for what it's good for. Argo's good at bulk. The individual tool is good for launching out very specific types of pages. It's been trained on a specific type of content. So I think it's up to the webmaster. It's up to you. Like what works with your flow consistently. But there has to be some type of level of like, what's it trained on? How creative is it? Like, can you feed it data? That's it. But I named off the ones that I really like.
Hopefully that helps you, Susan. Robert, if you're located in a major metro area, i.e. New York City, and the niche keyword points to using just one location, would you still make a silo for the metro, i.e. New York City, and the services underneath the location?
Well, okay. But New York City, that's broken. New York's a special place, right? Because of the boroughs. So I could see having a top level being New York City, and then you could start doing your boroughs. Where'd that question go? Just so I can give a better answer. I'm sorry. Located in the metro. I mean, I would do New York City, and then I would pick the places that are going to be most valuable. Silo for the metro, i.e. services. It's, I don't know what you're doing. So New York City plumber, New York City, drain cleaning, New York City clogs, New York City, right? And then / what are you going to do? What are you going to talk about? You want to do / okay, we're doing clogs in Brooklyn, clogs in what? But I could see top level being New York City. Then you start doing your boroughs. I don't see anything wrong with that. I hope it's hard to visualize that when we're just talking, it's.
Let us know if that helps, Robert. Would you add the same link as in content to the sidebar with different keyword variation anchor text?
The same link. Yes, but see, for clients, you'll make them crazy, right? For us as SEOs, yeah, like we know that's valuable. I want more internal links pointing to a specific page, especially if I'm variating the anchor text, right? Makes sense for us, but how you pitch that to a client? Hey, we're going to start doubling this up. Like, dude, it's not going to fly. And then if you're doing it in the content, you're adding it into the words, that's just a bunch of work. Plus it looks like crap. And then what are you going to do? Make it white on white or black on black so it blends in? Then you're at risk. So yes, in theory and for SEO, it's great. But in actual practice, it's just unrealistic.
If you were to create a niche site around your hobby today, would you publish AI content at a large scale, or would you do original content only?
If I were to create a niche site around a hobby today, if I had the budget to have whatever the hobby is, have somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, could they write or can they speak in a story-like fashion? That would be the route to go. If I had the coin to do it and I could pay that man or that lady to do it for me, then that would be the route if I had the money. Now, if I'm trying to cut corners and save dough, then I'm just going to flood it with AI and see what sticks.
There you go. Do you think the number of orphan pages is a negative ranking factor?
I think the number of dead pages can be a demotion to the overall site, dilution of the overall site. You can call it wasting crawl budget or whatever you want. I mean, Google has quantum processing, so I don't think crawl budget is an issue. But still, you're wasting resource, you're wasting time, you're diluting it. It's kind of like, think of it as an apple. If that's those are the rotten pages, right? You know, that it'll start taking over the whole apple. So it's a demotion.
Maeve, hope to see you tomorrow. I'll be there mid-afternoon if you want to get a beer. Robert, my keyword research shows virtually no searches for more local than New York, i.e., no one searches for borough plus keyword. Robert, I would contradict you there. Because the tools say that there's no search for it, doesn't mean there is no search for it. You know, you do that. There may, obviously, there's the, you know, SEMrush or whatever are not going to show anything that's got less than 20 searches per month. But is that data actually accurate? I don't know how accurate it is. I've got friends who say if you put their website into Ahrefs or SEMrush, it will literally say they get no traffic, no nothing. They rank for mass page websites for a whole bunch of small areas, and their argument is they get 150 leads a day from all of that stuff on a massive scale. So when you look at SEMrush or Ahrefs, it doesn't show anything. It shows like their website is performing like a piece of garbage because it's not picking up on those hyper local search terms. So because these things are saying there's no search volume, I refuse to believe that someone, let's say, you know, plumber in Brooklyn, I refuse to believe that no one's Googling Brooklyn or New Jersey or, you know, all of the kind of surrounding areas there. I refuse to believe that.
100%. And two, we're talking about a geo-specific area plus service. You're right. A lot of people probably aren't typing in Brooklyn, but they're standing in Brooklyn, right? Yeah. So who's Google going to show? I'm optimized around Brooklyn. So, yeah, that's all I can say about that.
And finally, Chris, is Reese's directional tool for maps operational?
Last time I spoke to him about that specific tool, it was, but that was 60 days ago. We were talking about that.
Best to reach out to Reese himself, Dune.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll be able to answer it
for sure
for you. But guys, we are out of time. Thank you very much for all the questions. Please do check Randy Roday's 38 digital market press releases. The link is below if you're interested in PR, digital press releases, and it's a great deliverable for clients and stuff like that as well. So check them out. There's various different packages available. Also check out Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, over on YouTube or any of the other platforms. He's got services. He's got everything. Just go search for him, and he will sort you out. Don't expect a personal response.
We do have live chat now, though.
Live chat. You're not on that way.
Live chat, finally. Yes.
We're
moving. I've decided to bite the bullet. I'm gonna do a preferred. I hired a support. We're gonna try one more time. I'm gonna get it right. Yep.
Man. Yep. But go hound them on live chat or on his YouTube or wherever else you might find them. And thank you again, SEO Video Show. Check out Paul and his amazing SEO Video Show. Offers a lot of value with amazing guests, but of course not as amazing as us guys. So make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you at the same time again next week, guys.
See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.